Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Chris Legedal, Deputy Director of the U.S. Army Heritage and Education Center under the U.S. Army War College in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I would like to take just a few minutes of your time to remind you that this September marks the 230th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Paris, which officially ended the American Revolution. Behind me stands what we refer to as the Hessian Powder Magazine, which dates back to the Revolutionary War period. We believe that it was built by Hessian soldiers captured at the Battle of Trenton. The Battle of Trenton was a small but significant event in American history, one that is worth highlighting to make a point about the end of the American Revolution. After sustaining a series of defeats in and around New York City during the summer and fall of 1776, George Washington retreated to New Jersey and into Pennsylvania to escape British land power. The Continental Army was reaching a critical point, since enlistments for most of the soldiers would expire on January 1st, 1773. Without an army, Congress would be defenseless and the Revolution lost. Washington's actions at this moment was bold. He decided to raid a small Hessian outpost in Trenton, New Jersey, selecting December 26, 1776 for the attack. The raid succeeded beyond expectations, resulting in the death and capture of most of the Hessian force, including the commander, Colonel Johann Rall. This action revived the morale of the men in the Continental Army and kept some of the most experienced veterans in the ranks, benefiting the Army in the hard months and years to come. The significance of the battle was also not lost on the King's ministry in London. Lord George Germain, the King's advisor responsible for managing the war against the rebellion, remarked, "All our hopes were blasted by the unhappy affair at Trenton." The Battle of Trenton makes a point about our history that connects directly to the end of the Revolution. Soldiers faced with the very survival of the fledgling nation followed an inspired, strategic leader and demonstrated the value of American land power in the defense of our nation. The Powder Magazine behind me, sitting on historic Carlisle Barracks, is a reminder of that spirit and drive. Many successes and failures followed Trenton, but the efforts of the Continental Army as an instrument of national power were absolutely critical in the lead-up to the signing of the Treaty of Paris on September 3, 1783. This treaty was the first international recognition of the United States of America, independent of Great Britain, and it ended British military operations in North America. The determination and perseverance of the American soldier and patriots at all levels of society created the conditions required to bring the British to the negotiating table and to ensure they acknowledged American independence. We invite you to visit us here at the U.S. Army Heritage and Education Center and Carlisle Barracks so you can experience the bravery and contributions of the American soldier. Walk our 1-mile Army Heritage Trail and see exhibits that cover the history of the U.S. Army from the Revolutionary War to operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. For the student or researcher, we maintain a large paper and digital archive in our state-of-the-art research facility. Everyone's welcome to visit our interactive Soldiers Experience Gallery, followed by a visit to the Army Heritage Center Foundation gift store or the Morale, Welfare, and Recreation's Cafe Cumberland. Speaking of our foundation, the Army Heritage Center Foundation is a non-profit organization that supports the center, and they would love to meet you and hear your ideas. If you served in the Army, or you know someone who did, we are interested in hearing your and possibly collecting your story. So please fill out one of our veterans survey forms and talk to our staff if you're interested in donating service-related items. We look forward to seeing you here in Carlisle, where we work every day to tell the Army story, one soldier at a time. Army Strong.